Have you ever heard the saying, pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional? Well, that will be the subject of today's live, as it's directly related to the letter I in the acronym for the word forgive. Hello, and whether you're watching live or later, welcome to the weekly True Forgiveness live show. I'm Reverend Jennifer McSween, international best-selling author of the book True Forgiveness, The Proven Path from Pain to Power in 5 Simple Steps, the Miracles Mindset Strategist, and the Forgiveness Coach, helping the perspective of forgiveness, or sharing with you forgiveness from the perspective of A Course in Miracles, which is helping you to see forgiveness in a different light and making forgiveness simple, practical, pain-free, and most of all, lasting. So just to recap, I shared that to forgive from the perspective of A Course in Miracles, or to practice what A Course in Miracles calls true forgiveness, is to entertain a state of mind in which the thought of judgment doesn't occur. And I'm using the word forgive in the form of an acronym where each letter represents a thought that is the opposite of a thought of judgment, or a thought in which the content is that of a thought of forgiveness or of forgiveness. So the content of the thought of the letter I is the thought that says to look at all and every feeling of pain, hurt, victimization, being unfairly treated, what have you, as bringing you information, inspiration, and instruction about the thoughts and beliefs that you are accepting to be true. And this is based on one of A Course in Miracles' most central teachings, which is that we beware of the temptation to make yourself unfair, to perceive yourself. Let me say that again. The teaching is beware of the temptation to perceive yourself unfairly treated. And the reason we're being taught this is because it is natural for us to experience pain in some form or in various forms in our lives and in the world, right? It's just, we don't have a perfect pain-free life. We will experience things in the form of pain. And the reason is simply this, because pain is what you feel when you are accepting a thought that isn't true to be true, or trying to make something real that isn't real. Because nothing we see, encounter, or experience in the world in any form, whether it's in our personal lives or whether it's in the world at large, is either true or real. A Course in Miracles teaches that the world and everything that seems to take place in it is an illusion. So it is unavoidable that we will experience pain because we see the world as real. And we see our bodies as real, and that too, from the perspective of the Course, given that it's in the world that is an illusion, it is equally unreal. And where we feel pain is in our bodies, right? It's in our mind, but it's experienced in the form of our bodies. Now, that in itself, experiencing pain or feeling pain, is neither a bad thing in and of itself, nor is it the cause of our suffering. The true cause of our suffering is the thought of judgment that you make about the pain, the cause of the pain, and see it as victimizing us or affecting us in some way. It's just that thought. That is what we're experiencing. It's not the pain itself that is leading to the suffering. So in that teaching, that we beware of the temptation to perceive ourselves unfairly treated, we're being taught not to entertain the thought of judgment, to not look at pain in that way. And seeing pain for what it really is will help us from entertaining, or keep you from entertaining that thought of judgment. As a result, save you from experiencing the painful effects or suffering that is just the effect of that thought. When you do so, you will look at and experience pain as simply the reflection of your thoughts. The thoughts you're accepting to be true for you that aren't, or that you're attempting to make something real that isn't. You will be entertaining the thought of forgiveness. That is the content of the letter I. And that thought is simply this, that you look at your feelings of pain, hurt, victimization as bringing you information, inspiration, and instruction about the thoughts and beliefs that you are accepting to be true. When you do this, you will entertain the idea that everything we see, encounter, and experience in the world in any form is an illusion, unreal, having no power to affect us in any way. And you'll be aware that the only thing that ever affects us is the thoughts in our mind. Now, that also means the story we're telling ourselves about either the thoughts in our minds or whatever it is we're seeing out there. And one of the two great analogies that A Course in Miracles uses to describe our experience in the world is that of being in school, right? Because it says that what we're here to do is to learn or relearn the truth. So when we look at the experience of pain as nothing but entertaining thoughts that are not true, or accepting something to be trying to make something real that isn't, we will begin to look for the lessons, so to speak, in all and any feelings of pain, victimization that we're feeling unfairly treated in any moment or situation when that happens. And you will then see them as simply informing you that you're entertaining thoughts of judgment and not being the cause of pain to you. You will realize that those thoughts of judgment are what will cause you suffering and increase pain, which is what suffering is. Now, what this will do in turn, it will inspire you to release those thoughts of judgment so that you can experience peace instead. And how you do that, again, is simply by entertaining the thought of forgiveness that's contained in the letter I, which is you will go about your life and the world, and whatever experience that comes before you, when it feels painful, you will look at it as bringing you information, inspiration, and instruction that you might want to choose another thought instead. So that's it for the letter I and the acronym for the word forgive. Join me next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for another live show when I'll be talking about the letter V in the acronym for the word forgive. And thanks again for watching. And if you like what I've shared or found it helpful, please hit like and leave a comment or question if you feel so led. Thank you. Have a great week and see you next week.